Welcome back to The Explainer. Okay, so last time we hit on a pretty hard truth about artificial intelligence. We talked about how AI is, at its very core, really just a massive prediction engine. It's basically autocomplete on a scale we have literally never seen before. But here is the massive problem with that. If you treat it like a mind reader, you are absolutely going to get robotic, useless results. AI cannot guess who you are. It can't guess what you need. And honestly, when it tries, it completely fails. So today we are giving you the exact fix.
I mean, think back to the last time you opened up an AI tool. You had a real problem to solve, so you quickly typed out a request, hit enter, and just waited for the magic to happen, right? But what you actually got back was just complete generic BS. It probably sounded like a robot writing this deeply enthusiastic corporate synergy memo, just dripping with buzzwords but saying absolutely nothing of value. It's so frustrating. You probably looked at it and thought, well, I guess AI just doesn't work for me. But hold on to that thought for a second.
Because here is our core thesis for today. Whenever you give AI a vague prompt, you are forcing it to guess. It literally has to guess who you are, what your business even is, who your audience is, and what you're actually trying to achieve. And since it doesn't actually know you, it defaults to the safest, most average, most painfully generic prediction possible. AI guessing always equals generic output, every single time. It is not a flaw in the machine, it's a flaw in the instruction.
And that brings us to the absolute golden rule of this entire system. Better input equals better output. The problem isn't ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini. The problem is the input itself. The prompt is literally the only thing the AI has to work with. If you change the input, you instantly change the result. It is 100% about controlling exactly what you feed into the machine. Okay, let's actually dive into this. How do we fix the input? We use a foundational framework we call the Rule of Five. See, most prompts fail right out of the gate because they're fundamentally incomplete. They are just missing the crucial pieces that tell the AI how to behave. But the Rule of Five completely eliminates that AI guessing game by giving it 5 specific pillars: role, goal, context, constraints, and output. Let's break these down one by one. First up is role. You have to tell the AI exactly who it's acting as. Don't just toss it a question. Give it a specific expert identity. Literally tell it you are a senior copywriter, or you're a practical financial advisor, or maybe an operations manager. By setting a role, you instantly focus the AI's massive knowledge base. It stops acting like a general internet encyclopedia and actually starts looking at your problem through the highly specific lens of an expert in that exact field. Next up is goal. This is where you state exactly what you want, and I mean explicitly. Please don't say, hey, help me think about marketing. That's not a goal, that's just a wish. You need to state the precise outcome you need, moving way beyond a simple brainstorm to a definitive task. Say something like, create a 30-day social media marketing plan, or write a high-converting Facebook ad. You've got to give the AI a concrete finish line so it knows exactly what success looks like. The third pillar is context. This is the background information, and honestly, this is precisely where you stop the AI from guessing. You have to feed it your specific background, your product details, your brand voice, and exactly who your target audience is. If you're selling a coaching program to busy moms, say that. If you're writing a cold email to corporate executives, tell it. Context grounds the AI in your actual reality, instead of just the generic internet average. Then we have constraints. Think of these as your vital guardrails. Constraints are basically the rules of the road. You tell the AI exactly what tone to use. Maybe you want it bold and magnetic or calm and grounded. But more importantly, tell it what not to do. Tell it to completely avoid jargon, skip the cliches, or keep the response strictly under 200 words. Constraints keep the AI from wandering off and rambling, making sure the output stays tight, focused, and professional. And finally, output. Okay, so you've given it the role, the goal, the context, and the rules. Now, how do you actually want this information delivered? Because if you don't specify the exact format, the AI is just going to spit out a giant, overwhelming wall of text. Tell it you want a bulleted list, a comparison table, a step-by-step checklist, or a structured script. Specifying the format ensures that the answer you get is immediately structured and actually ready for you to use in the real world. And this right here brilliantly illustrates the difference. Look at the weak prompt on the left. Write me an ad. That is exactly what gets you that robotic, generic nonsense we all hate. But then look at the strong prompt, which uses all 5 pillars: role, goal, context, constraints, and output. The transformation is literally night and day. You go from a vague, useless response to a deeply targeted, professional, and actionable piece of work. It's math, really. Specific input yields specific output.
Now, what if we took this a step further? What if, instead of you trying to remember every single tiny detail to cram into the prompt, the AI actually customized its approach by interviewing you first? Think about how much better your results would be if the AI actually asked you the right questions before it even tried to give you an answer. This is what we call our supercharger trick. I want you to treat this exact script like a closely guarded secret. Before answering, ask any clarifying questions needed to deliver the most accurate and useful result. Never assume. We call this the Clarify First rule, and it acts as the absolute ultimate safeguard for personalized results. By just adding this one single line to the very end of your prompt, you force the AI to hit the brakes, analyze what it actually needs to know to do a perfect job, and then ask you for that missing context. So when should you actually deploy this rule? Well, you want to use the Clarify First rule for the heavy hitters, right? Making major life decisions, formulating a business strategy, seeking health guidance, or weighing really complex financial choices. It is absolute magic whenever your personal situation deeply needs to affect the answer. You obviously don't need it for a quick Instagram caption. But if you're asking if you should buy a house or pivot your entire career, this rule ensures the advice is actually tailored to your specific life. Because the crucial point here is the sheer difference in quality. The old way, it just gives you a generic list of 5 side hustles that you've already seen 100 times online. But the new way, using the Clarify First rule, results in a deeply personalized recommendation built entirely around your specific skills, your available time, and your unique financial goals. It provides clear, undeniable proof of the massive difference in AI performance when you force it to actually understand you first. All right, let's shift gears for a second and see how this all builds into something even bigger. You understand the rule of 5 now, you understand the Clarify First rule, but let's be real, writing these out perfectly from scratch every single time is a lot of hard work. So what if you didn't have to? What if you could just completely skip the hard work and access a done-for-you vault instead? This right here is the Prompt Plug system. It is the ultimate shortcut for taking control of AI without that massive steep learning curve. Inside this vault, you get over 70 done-for-you prompts covering almost any scenario you could possibly think of. You're getting 12 built-in AI experts ready on demand, everything from marketing strategists to decision advisors. You get 5 complete step-by-step execution systems, plus specialized prompts for real-life decisions. I mean, think about the massive value here. Just one single 60-minute conversation with a real-world business consultant would cost significantly more than this entire shortcut. It's basically an entire expert team ready to work for you instantly. So, are you ready to stop letting AI guess and finally start making it work for you? Get the full Prompt Plug system, link in the description, $27, instant digital download, everything in this series and a lot more, ready to plug in today. Think about it. Are you going to keep feeding the prediction engine vague requests and settling for generic results, or will you finally take control of the input and unlock what this technology can really do for your life and business? The choice is entirely yours.